Which historical chess endgame studies changed theory? Imagine a game where a single pawn can decide the fate of the entire match. Over the years, certain endgame studies have reshaped how players think about finishing a game. These studies are like puzzle pieces that reveal new ideas and correct old beliefs about how to win or draw in the final phase of chess. They often show positions that seem simple but hide deep secrets about technique and strategy. One of the earliest game-changing studies was by Friedrich Emilung around the year 1900. He analyzed a position with a king and rook versus a king and knight. His work was special because it created the first organized way to look at pawnless endgames. This helped players understand what was possible and what was not in these tricky situations. It set a new standard for studying endgames systematically. Fast forward to the 1980s, when computers started to analyze chess positions. Kenneth Thompson used computers to look at five-piece endgames, like king, queen, and king versus king, bishop, and bishop. His findings showed some positions thought to be draws could actually be won in fewer than 72 moves. This was a surprise because it meant players needed to be more precise than ever before. It also proved that some endgames are more complex than they seem. Today, modern tablebases take this even further. These databases contain every possible position with up to 7 pieces on the board. They show that some wins can take over 500 moves, which no human could calculate. This has changed how players prepare for endgames. Knowing these exact positions helps them make the best moves and avoid mistakes. Capablanca, a famous chess player from the early 1900s, also influenced endgame theory. His play in rook and pawn endgames showed how small advantages can be turned into wins with careful technique. His ideas about simplicity and clarity still guide players today. And then there are the famous rook endgame positions called Lucena and Philidor. The Lucena position teaches how to win a rook and pawn versus rook endgame, while the Philidor position shows how to draw in the same situation. These are basic but essential knowledge for anyone learning endgames. All these studies and discoveries have changed the way we understand endgames. They corrected old ideas, introduced new ways to analyze positions, and gave practical tools that players use in real games. They show that mastering endgames is not just about knowing a few tricks but about understanding the deeper principles that guide winning or drawing in the final moments of the game.